2 minutes before 12, 11:58. 11 is a portal, it's a doorway. It's karma, it's connected to karma, duality, because you got two ones looking at each other. You can go through a doorway, it's a portal, it's connected to karma. 5 is connected to our five senses, change. I mean, you got to do your research. There's so many words that's connected to it. And 8 is connected to as above, so below, as within, so without. It's infinity. It goes round and round. It goes up, come down. Goes up, come down. Never ending. Infinity. And 8 plus 5 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. 11. Karma. 4. We got to balance out our karma. Everybody done wrong in this world. Everybody done things that wasn't fair. Everybody done things that wasn't just. Everybody have done things that wasn't equal. And we individually have to fix those things. And nobody is teaching that, because the people who are put in place to show us ourselves is put in place to show us ourselves. And if you don't get the lesson, as these planets are changing in the universe, when it makes you uncomfortable, then the lesson get harder and harder and harder. And as y'all can see, we to the hardest of this lesson. And so we have people who have decided to listen to life when life was speaking to them and change their lives for the better. Because when life makes you uncomfortable, life is asking you to grow. The sad part about it is we keep uttering the Jesus Christ come and save us thing. You gotta ask yourself, why would the Jesus who says he's all loving not come? Has not come, has not arrived yet. All of the atrocities, pain and the suffering and heartaches are all loving God will just sit back and allow this. So what is he doing? You gotta ask yourself that. Where is God? Where is Jesus? I came to talk about our thoughts. We know everybody has been indoctrinated. But something is stopping the people from sitting with the fact I have been indoctrinated. Let me go do some work to find out. Let me ask some questions. We just keep taking. He who holds the narrative is holding the power. The masses is afraid to think for themselves. And anybody who is free to be a free thinker, it triggers them. If there is a universe, many universes, why would we put our mental energy in a small box of going to school for 12 years? And we don't even think about to connect those 12 years to ourselves in the universe, because everything is connection. Why do you need 12 years to educate somebody without connecting their inner man with the education? Because the only thing that they're connecting to anyone who goes in the school system is their mental energy. They're not connecting their spirit and their soul. They're not connecting their heart to education. The only thing it's being connected to in the education system is mental energy. There is no heart chakra connection in there because they took God out of there. And that's what I want to talk about too. Led by spirit. We only want to see Jesus the way the Bible says to see Jesus, which does the masses a disservice. You put Jesus in a box when you see Jesus in a way that the Bible says to see it. But the Bible is written in parables. So who can interpret what the Bible means if it's in parables? There can't be one interpretator. You cannot have one interpretator of a parable book. It's in parables for a reason. It's for each person to understand it beyond what the words say. No one is right and no one is wrong because it works for the person who's reading it, going through what they're going through in their lives. The thing about this Jesus and why he has not came back, because he's not going to come back. Because they made you believe Jesus is a he. Jesus is a person. I'm just saying, but there was a Jesus. But what they made you believe in somebody who did pass through here and did good, just like you can pass through here and do good too. So what I found was my connection to the all. Nobody's teaching connection. We keep focusing on one thing, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But we're not connecting to what Jesus represented. What was Jesus' message? They just got people under the illusion that Jesus, who walked for 33 years, is coming back and get them from their sin, from their troubles, from their trials, and from their tribulation. So what is the purpose of being here? If Jesus is just going to come get you and you ain't going to do nothing but your trials, tribulations, and what's going on with you. You came here for a reason. You came here for a purpose. So are you walking in your purpose? Because you see, they got everybody putting energy on waiting for Jesus to come, but they don't have everybody walking in their purpose. Walking in their calling. What they came here to do. What they're destined to do. They don't have everybody doing that. They just got the masses. 2.5 billion people waiting on somebody to rapture them up. When the word rapture not even in the Bible. You have to rapture up your thoughts. You see, we don't even want, let's just say rapture was in the Bible. If the Bible is written in parables, then the word rapture don't mean what the word means. Because the book is in parables. It does not mean exact, and that's how they have made the people live. Exactly how this Bible says, that's exactly how it's going to happen. When the Bible clearly says it's a book of parables, mysticism is this in that Bible. But everybody just waiting for Jesus to rapture, believing that bushes was burning, people was in the belly of the whale, a man building an ark. You see, putting 2 of every animal on there. A flood come, but the flood didn't kill him and his 2 sons. You see, and their wives. So that's 5 people, or 6 people with his wife, then built the world again. You see? Let's just say that foolishness happened. So you telling me, after the flood, those 6 people built this world again. Is that correct? So look, this is about mental energy. This is about not being afraid to think outside the box. This is about seeing things from a different bird's eye. We got above and we got below. And you got the middle. See? Things above, I'm talking about our body, that's connected to things outside of our body. Things above our body is our throat chakra, our third eye chakra, and our crown chakra. Things below is the solar plexus chakra, the sacral chakra, and the root chakra. What's in the middle? The heart chakra. The heart is in the middle of the throat, the third eye, and the crown. Your base spine, you see, your sacral has everything to do with your sexual energy, your interaction with sexual energy. Your solar plexus chakra is connected to your soul. You see, so they have those things suppressed. And if those things are suppressed, it can't open up your heart. Because to open up the heart, you have to be truthful. You have to be honest. You have to be vulnerable. And being vulnerable means to release those pains that we have trapped in those chakras. Because those things are not letting us be free. to experience this experience while we're experiencing this experience. We experience this experience with our soul. So the soul energy cannot be spinning because the root chakra is blocked, which is your base, your root, the roots of who you are, the foundation of who you are, the sense of self of who. If that's blocked, you'll never know your value and your worth. You don't know who you are because they don't teach that. They don't teach Aries is the first in the planets. You see? That's the innocent child, Aries. So we don't even know who we are to be believing in something outside of ourselves. We don't even believe in our own self. You got to ask yourself, how can God be outside of you? How can Jesus be outside of you? So how are you doing it without Jesus? But you ain't doing it. Jesus outside of us because everybody under the impression of a rapture, which puts Jesus outside of us. So if Jesus outside of us and you doing it yourself, then why is you waiting for Jesus to come? Because it seems like you're doing it. See, the cognitive dissonance, the disconnect that they made us do, but you have to become aware of what has happened to you. It disconnected you from coming with oneness within yourself. You're not sitting with the fact that you say you're waiting. Whoever finds this video, because I don't know who's waiting. I'm just the messenger. I'm channeling this information from spirit guides, giving it to the masses. Help one, reach one, and teach one. Because the world will keep on making it harder and harder and harder until people understand they're doing this to them own selves. Nobody doing anybody anything. We all have free will and free choice to choose. You see? Codependent energy was given to us. That's why we have it. Nobody taught us to be independent. They taught us to depend on the system. But we had a right to choose not to depend on the system and to depend on ourselves. So we have to keep on looking at what we are doing self. So if Jesus is outside of us and we wait for Jesus to come, means we're doing something without Jesus. So how is that possible? How can you do something without Jesus? And if you're doing it without Jesus, why are you waiting for him to come? What you waiting for him to come back and do? Just get you out of here? Well, if that's the case, then you can get your own self out of here too. Don't take care of your mind, your heart, and your spirit, and the body going, see, and signal, I don't want to be here. See, we have the power to do anything. We don't want to expand our mind. We just keep on thinking small thoughts. We don't believe that we are a God. We don't believe that our energy could change people. Our presence could change people. Our words can change people. It's about speaking life or death. The power is in the tongue. The things that are connected to the below is the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar. The root chakra is our sense of self. That is your foundation. That's what somebody taught you about you. That's what somebody give you to value you. A lot of us wasn't given anything to value ourselves. Because if we was, we wouldn't have so much toxicity in this world. We wouldn't have so much unbalance in this world, unjust in this world, unfair in this world. If we was taught to treat people the way we want to be treated, these things wouldn't be happening. If we was taught to do unto others, you would have them do unto you, these things wouldn't be happening. If we was taught to, I am my brother's keeper, these things wouldn't be happening. Nobody taught us to be godly. Nobody taught us to be sacred. Nobody taught us to be divine. Nobody taught us to look out for one another. You see? Indirectly taught us every man for himself. God is for us all. When we all are gods and goddesses. You see? If we're not here to stay, then that means we from somewhere else. We aliens to this planet. If we're not here to stay permanently and never die, we're not from here. Which means we are aliens to this planet, but they made everybody believe alien is bad. You see? So the sacral chakra is connected to your sexual energy. The solar plexus chakra is connected to your personal strength and your soul power. Your roots is at the bottom, your foundation at the bottom, body fluids at the bottom, entry and exit at the bottom, lust is at the bottom, because lust is in the sacral chakra. It's not up here in the middle. It's down there. Where all of the emotions is in that root chakra, that sacral chakra, and that solar plexus chakra. So we don't have those emotions together because they just stuck in those chakras. Those chakras are not spinning energetically. The energy is not moving, you see? So the energy is not moving and it's stuck there. This is why our heart chakra is closed. It has walls around it. We have trust issues. Because we stuck in our lower nature. We have to move that energy from there so that our heart chakra can open up. And once that happens, speaking your truth, not caring what people think and say. A lot of people worrying about what somebody gonna say if they say something different from the narrative. So how is that being free? Why is it people think they can muzzle you from saying what you want to say? This is why we in this where we are now, because people are muzzling people's spirits. They're not teaching people to be free. They're not teaching people to challenge themselves. They're not teaching people to expand. They're making everybody feel like they gotta stay in a box. The throat chakra is like right now. When this happened, somebody got throat chakra issues. They got a problem speaking their truth. Because I don't have a problem speaking my truth. That's what it means. The spirit is speaking. Y'all don't understand the spirit. Nobody's teaching. You are a spirit and a soul. You're not the meat suit. So if you're not the meat suit and you're the spirit and the soul, how does the spirit speak through the meat suit? How does the soul make its presence known? However you behave. Who do you say is at the bottom? The devil. The devil in hell. Who do you say is in heaven? Above. God. But that's inside of you. Even though they say God is in heaven, God is inside of you above. The above is here, the head. It clearly says I'm the head and not the tail. And it means that your God conscience is above. Your devilish nature is below. There is no God that's come and do you nothing and save you and help you and rapture you up. And there is no devil that can do you anything. Because God and the devil is in you. It's a energy. It's a vibration. It's an essence. Because if that's the case, then the war is between God and Satan for the kingdom. And it's obvious the people is punks. Because they're not even helping fight for God, neither the devil. They're doing their thing. Enjoying the world. So it's about us acting like God, which is love, for another. Or acting like devil, which is selfish and all about yourself. You don't care about the rest of the world until it knocks at your door. Then people want somebody else to help them. So a lot of people not acting out of their higher mind, their God conscience, because they're in their lower nature, and that's not being taught. I'm not exempt from anything, but I have been transformed. I went through the storm. I went through the fire. We keep on getting this stuff out of the Bible by somebody else's interpretation. When the Bible is written in parables, whatever you're going through, you use the Bible for you to have an understanding of what is spiritually being said to you. Not what was done in the Bible. If they say somebody was in the belly of a whale, you got to ask yourself, your higher mind, your God conscious, what does it mean for me in this situation, a whale being in the belly. You just gotta sit with that. Look at a whale in the belly. What that look like? What that sound like? What that feel like? But nobody is seeing beyond the story. They're just taking the story and just locking it there. Nobody can be in the belly of a whale for 3 days and live to tell the story. So there is a spiritual meaning to the story. Parting the Red Sea. There's a spiritual message in that. I can do all things. Meaning, I don't have to be down with what nobody say I can and cannot do. We limit ourselves. We limit the God in ourselves because somebody is narrating to us how to live the life they didn't give us. They're not the author. The universe. We connected to the universe. Nobody wants to talk to the connection, to the as above, so below. Everything is Jesus come and do it. But nobody is seeing that Jesus only lived 33 years, which is the 33 vertebrae down your spine. And that Bible story of Jesus has been 2,000 years. And Jesus has not raptured up not one person yet. Jesus ain't came back in the second coming. It didn't say Jesus was coming back. You see, people seeing what they want to see because they listen to somebody else. God is in you. You are God. You're not rapturing up your thoughts. You're not rapturing up your emotions. You see, we keep on doing the same thing constantly, and we're not changing. So that's why the world is not changing. We cannot say God is all loving and see that there is no love. So what makes God all loving? How y'all know God is all loving if he ain't never got there yet? Who is all loving that allows all of this pain and suffering to go on? We are allowing all of this. We the people, we the masses, the herd, the sheep, or whatever they call us, are allowing this. The love is not here because we don't have love within ourselves. Because we are in our lower nature. Because we don't have a sense of self, a strong foundation. We don't want to share our emotions. We don't want to talk about them. We want to hide them. We want to be shamed. But how can you grow and evolve? Again, what is the purpose and calling of your life? Your birth chart will tell you what you're destined to do. And if you're destined to do something, and you've been indoctrinated by all of these other people's stuff, you better get rid of that to get on your path. Your path is your path. It is no path where all these Christians and this Christianity and religion stuff. There is no path for that. That's not in the stars. That's man did that. See, that's another entity that is here on this planet, taking people off of their destiny and their life path. Disconnecting them from the as above and just keeping them down below. Down below. Root chakra, sacral chakra, solar chakra. Solar plexus chakra. They don't want you to have no higher thoughts. Talk to your higher mind. You can hear your higher mind speak to you. To do right. To understand, why am I accumulating all of this stuff? I can have nice things, but I don't have to keep accumulating when I see somebody else suffering. But everybody waiting for Jesus to come. Jesus, why would Jesus come when we see so many people suffering and they're passing all these crazy laws? They ain't got but one law. The land law. That's the only laws they got. The land laws. All of that other stuff is just being imposed upon you, projected upon you. But we keep on accepting it and ignoring the land laws. You see? We keep seeing the Bible, Christians, and I say we, but I'm not in there like that no more. I'm spiritual. Spiritual means you're going to meet who you need to meet to get what you need to get. Religion means you going into a building where God said he's not made by hands. He's not in buildings made by hand. People still keep going in there. But people keep on living the Bible way, but they're not giving it away. Yeah, they keep saying that they believe in the Bible, but they're not living what in the way that the Bible said to live. So again, people talking, but they're not walking. It says hearer and doer. So again, I don't know what is the cognitive dissonance of why people not understanding what they're doing themselves. Nobody not doing anybody anything. Nothing. Our energy is going to bring us where we need to go at. There will always be a protection around us energetically if we are following our life path. Following the stars. That's where Jesus was when he went missing. You see, looking for Reiki and meditation and all types of stuff like that. But nobody talks about that story neither. Where did Jesus go when he was missing for that period of time? Because he was getting into the mysticism, you see. The astrologers and the numerology and learning all of that stuff there. We have yet to hear. See, nobody wants to ask those hard questions. Nobody wants to do the research on it. And ask why the Vatican's hiding things in their library when we're supposed to be helping the people. You see? How you hide God from people, but then you force it on other people. You see, they're hiding something, but then they force Jesus on a certain people. But why you gotta force Jesus on people? And what is this you hiding? So is that two different Jesus? Do they really want us with Jesus? Again, I'm the messenger. I ain't coming with that, what they've been saying. I'm gonna say whatever I hear the Spirit say to say. It's time for us to start thinking for ourselves. And the only way you're gonna be able to think is if you ask questions. I believe in me, the God in me. That's what I believe. And I believe nothing out there come and get me and save me and rapture me up. I have to wake up and allow the energy, my vibration, by listening to people I meet, places I go, to tell me where I'm going at next. Where I'm destined to change or to grow or to stay or to do or to not to do. See, we're not connecting to each other. That's how the Spirit speaks to us, through each other. But we're ignoring each other, waiting on something to come from somewhere. When we could be listening to each other, And that's what they're keeping us from, each other. Talking to each other. Seeing the Spirit in each other. Whether people working from their higher mind or their lower mind. Because there's a mind down there that controls people to not have their foundation together and misuse this sexual energy. And this is why they got to step on people to get to their creative skill. If that energy was flowing in an equal and fair and just way, we don't have to hurt nobody to get where we're going, because life won't take us there, because it's just an experience. We destined to experience certain things while we're here. So there's no need to fight nobody to get where you're going. There's no need to hurt nobody to get where you're going, because you are destined to do a certain thing. But we're not doing what we're called to do by the stars. We're doing what we want to do. We're doing what we're programmed to do. You see? By the narrator who narrates our lives. You got to take your own life back. And in order to take it back, you're going to have to disconnect from the indoctrination and start learning something new, something different. And people don't want to do the work. It takes work. It takes work. Again, the Bible says work without faith is dead. So if we don't do the work, then we're not going to see a change. We're not going to see a change. This is a story that's been given to us. It's been repeated and repeated and repeated till people have taken it into their DNA. And the only way you're going to get that out there is if you rewrite it. Rewrite your story. You are the narrator of your own life. Nobody gets to narrate your life. We're here to experience life individually and meet whoever we're going to meet along the way. And that's what the problem is. We're not meeting people that can show us God everywhere. It's the God in the people is what you're going to see. Or you're going to see the devil in people. Because their behavior, their character, it's going to show you. It's going to show you if you are in tune to God. Or if you're in tune to the devil. You're going to see God in people, or you're going to see the devil in people. Or you're going to see neutral. That you can see a godly person, but if somebody come at people the wrong way, they can bring the devil out and defend themselves. We have to have the balance. See, the heart chakra's in the middle for a reason. We have to grow and evolve. So devilish people gonna come in our lives to show us something that maybe we doing that's devilish. Okay? So that's what I want to come bring I did do the research on the vibration on the word life, program, and living, because who is the genuine authority of our life? Who is the genuine authority of our life? It's not the government. It's not our spouse. It's not our parents. It's not. And why do the church folks fear leaving the church program? Jesus left. And the church is a living church. Not a building, because a building is not alive. The church is a living. So the vibration for life is 32. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 is mind, heart, and spirit. 2 is duality. 5 senses, chain. 5 is connected to different things. You go do your research. But life vibrates to 5. Program vibrates to 7. 88, 8 plus 8 is 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 is a spirit. So we being programmed with these things spiritually. Because that's what's inside of the vessel, spirit and soul. And the narrator is giving it to our spirit and our soul. Because if we didn't have a spirit and a soul, he couldn't just give it to this vessel. Because they wouldn't have nothing in there to retain the information. Living. The church is a living one. The word living vibrates to 73. 7 plus 3 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. We all are one energy. One living energy. Connected to the all. And until we understand we are just one, experiencing each other in different ways. I'm Daphne, you Daphne. You just got a different name. But I can see myself in you, you can see yourself in me if we meet each other. We are fractured pieces, sparks of light, particle dust of the whole having different experiences. We are not these measles. All of this stuff that they say is happening is not happening. We're just supposed to be learning with the consciousness and understanding it through our 5 senses. What is being taught to us about our spirit and our soul? But we're taking everything personal. You see, we're holding on to it, attachment issues with people, places, and things. And we're not learning anything spiritually and evolving our soul. Our soul's growth, our soul awareness, our soul connection. We're not learning anything because we're being attached to the world where we can't even keep. And losing our soul. And the Bible clearly says, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose the soul? But we still keep on gaining the world and losing our soul. And that's what they're fighting for, the powers that be. And the powers that be are part of the universe. They want our soul. Do we want it or do we want to give it away? Do we want to use our soul to serve for something good, a higher purpose? Or do we want to sell our soul for the things of the world? Because that's the exchange. Grow and evolve and understand nothing is for us. All I say is stuck and stagnant doing the same thing. Jesus Christ's story for 2,023 years. Simple as that. So it's on us what we want to do. As above, so below. Heart chakra in the middle. Below is the root chakra, the sacral, and the solar. Above is the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And the heart is in the middle. We must find the balance in our lower nature, in our Christ consciousness. And Christ consciousness is up here. The devil is down low. God is above. God is your conscious in your consciousness. And the devil is down below in your nature. They're one and the same. There's no separation. You got a God in you and you got a devil in you. You got to learn to have a balance because that's how we're going to learn. To keep in the middle. Because everybody got a God in them. They just got to turn the light on. And everybody got darkness in them. They just got to be mindful of how much darkness they put into this world. Nobody's exempt. Nobody's perfect. There's no perfect one. It's about learning to have balance within ourselves as we journey through this life. It's simple as that. So that's what I got. Let this sizzling spirit take it if you need to leave it, if you don't. Read into the scriptures and look for a spiritual meaning that has something to do with what's going on in your life, not nobody else's life. Not what's going on the television, what the president doing, and nobody else. Those scriptures are supposed to work for you if you're going to use them. during something that you are experiencing in your life. Simple as that. Nobody can help you experience what you experience, only you. No pastor can determine what you are experiencing and how to help you go through what you're going through. The pastor got his own stuff that's going on. And that's what the problem is. Nobody's teaching people to be independent. Everybody teaching people to be codependent. And that's energy vampires. That's hoax and parasite. You're supposed to speak life into people. But they're teaching us to suck life out of people indirectly by telling them to come here and do it. No, stay there and do it wherever you are. Because the experience is the experience. So you got to take your experience and go into the church. It's not like you're going to talk to the pastor one-on-one. The pastor don't have enough time and energy to work with everybody on a one-on-one basis to help people through all of their experiences. That would overwhelm him. He don't have that much life force energy to do that on a one-on-one. That's why they got to put everybody into one box. Make everybody believe the one thing that they want everybody to believe when you're having a different experience from somebody else. You're going through something else other than what somebody else going through. But they put everybody in one box. So again, you doing yourself a disservice. By not looking at yourself, sitting with yourself, trying to learn from yourself. All you got to do is pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to the people that's in your life. Pay attention to what people say when they come into your life. Just pay attention to your day. Be aware. Become aware of your day. Become aware of who comes into your life. Become aware of what song you heard, what words you heard when you heard the song. Become aware of what color you saw. You're not being aware in the moment. And everything is connection. Everything is oneness. And we got to connect to the oneness. Yes? Definitely going to get on out there. I don't know if the Spirit will give me anything later, but I'm the messenger. I channel this message. My body is a vessel. Speak through me. Because we have patterns, programs, and mythologies that our ancestors endured. We have to break them yokes. They're speaking to us in the spiritual realm, but we're being told not to talk to them. But we can talk to Jesus, who we never saw. Never met, don't know if he exists or not. Never had a chance to hug him, tell him nothing person to person. But we done lived with our ancestors. And they're speaking to us in the spiritual realm. But we started running to Jesus. Your ancestors are speaking to you. Who is this Jesus? That he ain't answering you, that you keep speaking to him. 2,000 years plus. And he didn't answer yet. So let that sizzle in your spirit. Look at it differently, is what I'm saying to you. Look at it differently. They give it to you this way. It didn't work. It's time for you to look at this story, this Bible story, a different way. It's simple as that. In order for us to move, in order for us to grow, in order for us to evolve, in order for us to expand, we're going to have to look at this story differently. Individually, with nobody help. Yes? Spiritually. Because that's what we're going into. We have to understand the spiritual realm, because all we understood was the physical, tangible. Now we got to understand the unknown, the unseen, the unheard realm, where you know what you know, and you don't let nobody tell you that you don't know it. Yes, because what people think and say about you is not your business. It's what you believe, and it's what you're going to receive. Yes? I love y'all. Namaste.